Let me tell you something. I've seen it, I've lived it, and maybe you have too. We live in a world that keeps telling us to give more, to hustle harder, to keep showing up for everyone, even when there's nothing left inside of us. We wear our exhaustion like a badge of honor, as if burning ourselves out is the price we pay to prove we care. But listen, you can't pour from an empty cup. You can't light the world on fire if your own flame has gone out. There was a time in my life when I was chasing everything but myself, chasing approval, chasing opportunity, chasing perfection. I thought if I kept saying a yes to everyone else, maybe one day I'd finally feel fulfilled. But all that chasing left me empty. I was running on fumes, smiling on the outside, breaking on the inside. One night I remember sitting alone, staring at the ceiling and realizing something powerful. Nobody was coming to refill my cup but me. Nobody could give me back my peace, my strength, my energy, except me. And that's when it hit me. Self-care isn't selfish, it's survival. You owe it to yourself to take a pause, to breathe, to reset. You owe it to yourself to say, hold on, I matter too. Because the truth is, life will keep taking from you as long as you keep giving without limits. And if you don't learn to refuel, to protect your energy, you'll wake up one day too tired to even dream. Think of yourself like a car in a long road. You can have the best engine, the cleanest design, the most powerful drive, but if you never stop to refuel, you're not going anywhere. The same goes for your spirit. Take that time to rest, to pray, to move your body, to sit in silence if you have to. You don't owe the world your burnout. You owe it your best. When you fill your own cup first, you don't just feel better. You become better. You think clearer, you move with purpose, you love with depth, and you serve with joy. The world doesn't need your exhaustion. It needs your energy. It needs your light shining bright, not flickering in the wind. So remember this, taking care of yourself isn't weakness, it's wisdom. You can't lift others higher if you're sinking lower. You can't build a legacy on empty strength. So fill your cup, guard your energy, and keep your flame alive. Because your life, your purpose, your dreams depend on it. You know, one of the hardest lessons I ever learned was that not everyone deserves a seat at your table. Not everyone who claps for you wants to see you win. And the truth is, your time, your energy, your peace, they are your most valuable possessions. But too often we hand them out freely. Like they don't cost us anything. We let people drain us, distract us, and disturb our balance, all because we're too afraid to say one simple word, no. I used to think saying a no made me rude or selfish. I thought being kind meant always being available, but I was wrong. Every time I said a yes when my heart screamed a no, I was betraying myself. Every time I tried to please everyone, I lost a little more of who I was. Until one day, I realized peace isn't something you find. It's something you protect. You build it like a fortress around your soul, and not everyone gets to walk through those gates. People will test you. They'll take your time, your kindness, your energy, and if you don't draw the line, they'll take your spirit too. That's why you have to protect your peace like it's gold, because it is. When you lose your peace, you lose your focus, your strength, your creativity. You start living reactively instead of purposefully. You start surviving instead of thriving. I remember hearing someone say, if you're always available, you'll eventually be taken for granted. It's true. You teach people how to treat you by what you tolerate. If you keep showing up for everyone while neglecting yourself, they'll start to believe that your time isn't valuable. And eventually, so will you. So will you. So set boundaries, real boundaries. Not out of anger, but out of love. Love for your future, your dreams, and your mental health. Understand this. Boundaries don't mean you've changed. They mean you've grown. They mean you've learned that your peace is sacred, and not everyone deserves to touch it. Some people will walk away when you start protecting your peace, and that's okay. Let them, because the ones who truly care for you will understand that your peace doesn't separate you from them. It strengthens you for them. When you're at peace, you think better, love stronger, lead clearer. So stop feeling guilty for saying a no. Stop apologizing for putting yourself first. Your time, your focus, your energy, they are not infinite. Use them wisely. Guard them fiercely. Because once your peace is gone, everything else begins to crumble. But when you protect it, when you choose calm over chaos and purpose over pressure, you become unstoppable. You see, a lot of people misunderstand what it means to make yourself a priority. They think it means you stop caring about others, that you become selfish, detached, or cold. But that's not what it means at all. Making yourself your priority means you finally recognize that the best gift you can give to the world is the strongest, healthiest, happiest version of you. It's about becoming so grounded, so full of life and purpose that everything and everyone around you rises with your energy. There's a story I always think about a lighthouse standing tall on the edge of the ocean. Storms come, waves crash, winds howl. But that lighthouse doesn't chase the ships or beg them to notice its light. It just stands firm, shining bright, doing what it was built to do. Guide others safely through the darkness. That's what happens when you make yourself your priority. You don't need to run around fixing everyone else's problems. You just focus on becoming your best, strongest self, and your light naturally starts to guide others. When you rise, the people around you feel it. When you take care of your health, your children learn discipline. When you chase your dreams, your friends get inspired. When you speak kindly to yourself, others start to respect you differently. Your energy sets the tone for the environment you live in. That's why I say, it all starts with you. You can't expect your world to change if you're not willing to change yourself first. I've seen too many people lose themselves trying to save others. They give so much that they forget who they are. But what if you decided to rebuild yourself instead? What if you invested that same energy into becoming who you were always meant to be? Imagine the impact you could have, not from exhaustion, but from strength. You'd walk into rooms and people would feel your presence before you even spoke. Because real power isn't loud, it's steady. It's the kind that comes from within. Making yourself your priority doesn't mean you stop giving. It means you start giving from a full heart instead of an empty one. It means you stop running on survival mode and start living with purpose. When you rise, you give others permission to rise. When you shine, you remind others that they can shine too. So no, it's not selfish to take that time for yourself. It's necessary because your growth is not just about you. It's about everyone connected to you. Your strength lifts your family. Your peace blesses your home. See, your success becomes the proof that it's possible for others too. And when you understand that, when you finally put yourself at the center of your own life, that's when you stop merely existing and start truly living.